It was just a screenplay. We communicated it pre-snap, kind of knew it was coming, and he threw the ball up because I think we had pressure in his face, and obviously our D-line did a great job with that. We had the screen covered really well, and at that point I was just like, get the ball, go get it. Thankfully I came down with it, stayed in bounds, so I was pretty happy about that.
Hey, how are you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good. Hey, James talked about you guys watched tape and you had a lot of respect for Rutgers. They played Northwestern tough. What stood out to you about their offense when you watched the last week or this week?
I think what stood out to us is they're explosive. They had athletes, especially in the run game with 10 and number 2. They had two real good backs, and then 17 came in the game. He kind of changed up a little bit. He could run the ball as well, throw the ball. So what we saw on film, they kind of did. They had explosive plays here and there, but I think we did a pretty good job of rounding around the ball.
The team had a couple of goal line stands today. How big was that first one, especially?
It was huge. We talk about the mindset we got to come out with each and every game, especially with our backs against the wall. We had a bow up, and everyone did their job to the best of their ability, and we came out on top in this situation.
Can you compare your confidence level to when the season started to now? Are you more confident now, or were you just as confident when the season started as you are now?
I would say we're just as confident, but I think we're just executing a little bit better. It was never a lack of confidence. We always had faith in ourselves, but I think now, guys are really, doing their job on each and every play, and we're executing the calls. We're not making as many silly mistakes. Obviously there's room for improvement in terms of, dumb penalties and stuff like that, but we've started to execute a lot better.
Blake Gillikin had a crazy game today. He had one punt that was literally rocketed to the end zone. What does that mean for you guys to have great field position?
It's big. We talk about, winning the field position battle all the time, and it plays a big part in the game. And I came up to Blake after the game in the locker room. I was like, way to be elite today, because, he had a huge impact on the game and helped the defense out a lot.
Talk about being elite. In the beginning of the season, he was struggling with his punts. Some of them weren't even going for over 40 yards. How have you seen him take that as a learning lesson?
I think he's just stuck to his approach. He's always in lash, getting extra work, working on his steps, working on dropping the ball, whatever it may be. He didn't let his struggles per se, kind of get him out of his zone. He kept working hard, kept approaching it how he did when he was having success, and now I think he has his confidence back and he's killing it.
He is one of the captains for the team. How have you seen him take the younger kickers, especially the freshmen, under his wing?
He's done a really good job of making sure they know how to approach practice and stuff like that, approach the game in terms of watching film. I always see him, especially during practice, make sure that they got good body language and stuff like that, especially after maybe a bad kick. So I think he's really taking them under his wing and make sure they have the right mindset the whole time.
You've gotten to watch this D-line dominate week after week. Do you feel like they get enough respect nationally?
I haven't really been looking around and see what people are saying, but I think they deserve all the credit in the world. Like you said, they've been balling out these last couple games, all season really. I couldn't be prouder of them. The guys up front like Sharif, Etor, Rob, Kevin, and then you got young guys stepping up, PJ. So they're doing a really good job, and you see it every week during practice. They're running to the ball hard, getting knocked back, and that transitions into the game really well.
We're going to head to next week. What has the senior class meant to you? Has meant to this program?
They've meant a lot. They were here when things were kind of, iffy, and they stuck with the program, stuck with Coach Franklin, and, really battled it out when, times were tough. And they brought this program where we wanted it to be. And, we've been playing our butts off for them, and we couldn't be happier to have a group of leaders like that, at the head of our locker room. So I think it's going to be huge, making sure we prepare all week to be able to send them out with a W in Beaver.